Starting off this countdown, we have the scary last footage.
Ta så åpne opp bagasjerommet.
This footage was filmed in 2006 and features two young guys driving along a dark road at night. At one point they decided to make a shortcut through the forest, and that's when things start to get strange. What's worse is that this is the last footage ever taken of them. It showcases their final moments, as they were never seen again. After driving for a while, they decided to get out of the car and walk around the woods. That's when they hear some weird sounds in the distance. While we never get a clear shot of this animal, it sounds like a goat or a pig. The final moments of the video show the beast chasing them as they try to get back to their car.
In our number 9 spot today, we have Metamorphosis. This next clip comes from a 1912 silent film and is honestly just weird and creepy. It's entirely possible that this was normal by 1912 standards, but in 2021 it's got me feeling uncomfortable. The film is titled Metamorphosis, and I guess that is what you could call what I'm about to show you. Am I the only one who is extremely creeped out by this? I hate that they are burned backwards and then do those little weird movements only to be burned forwards again. I wish I knew more about the intention behind this film, because it honestly seems like there's some sort of witchcraft going on here. In our number 8 spot today, we have this weather warning video. This weather warning starts off normal enough, but quickly turns strange and kind of frightening. It starts off looking like just a regular old newscast that gets interrupted. Those alarm sounds never mean anything good though. The weather warning continues on, and it shows that there is going to be a meteorological event effective immediately until the sunrise the next day. Then it goes on to say that residents should not observe this event with their naked eye. Okay, maybe there's some sort of sciencey thing that I'm not aware of, but that seems kind of weird maybe. Then it cuts back to the regular news type situation for like 2 seconds before it switches back to a creepier emergency alert. It shows that there is now a civil danger alert. So now I'm like, okay, what is going on, you guys? Then things really go off the rails. Messages start coming across the screen that say to go outside now, don't look at the moon, stay inside, don't look at the night sky. They say to avoid mirrors, and then these weird messages start coming across the screen. The end of the video is just these shots of the moon. You guys, luckily I found out that this one is not real, and I felt so relieved because I was absolutely convinced that I was about to be contacted by the men in black. In our number 7 spot today, we have Meat Sleep. Meat Sleep was a YouTube channel that uploaded extremely creepy videos that people thought were depicting some pretty horrible acts. The videos and their titles would include clues, and people would spend days trying to figure out all of the secret hidden messages in the videos. One day Meat Sleep uploaded a video that was called No More and explained that there would be no more videos and all the other videos were deleted. Someone made a YouTube channel dedicated to re-uploading their videos, and I wanted to show you guys a clip of one of them because, oh my goodness, they are so scary. Before I show the clip, just a heads up that this one is kind of flashy and almost like a strobe light effect, so just proceed with caution because I want you guys to be safe.
You live here. I let you live here. I gave you a home. Now you live here. You're ungrateful. You live here.
Do you guys see what I mean? So strange and and so creepy. It turns out that 11 people from different countries were behind this channel, but I honestly don't know much more beyond that. In our number 6 spot today, we have username 666. This was one of the original creepy YouTube videos, and trust me, you'll be able to tell right away. This video shows someone typing in youtube.com/666 and then refreshing the page repeatedly. After a while of refreshing, eventually the thumbnails all turn blank and just have the number in the corner. Then the page turns red and things get progressively darker. First of all, look at how old that YouTube is. We definitely have to take a moment to appreciate that. But also, what the heck is going on, you guys? Things get creepier as they begin playing videos on this dark side of YouTube, and the user is unable to escape the web page or stop the videos from playing. They even try shutting down the computer, but it just won't let them, and then this happens. Honestly, you guys, I first saw this one in elementary school, and it still freaks me right out every single time. In our number 5 spot today, we have KERRYS masks. You guys, this video isn't necessarily scary, but boy is it weird. This is some sort of ad for these weird masks that honestly I feel like are carrying some sort of curse. The video is basically just someone wearing one of these masks while staring at the camera. You guys, am I going crazy, or is this not just a super bizarre video? To make matters even worse, the ad has The Stranger by Billy Joel playing, which we unfortunately cannot include in our video. Normally that song is an absolute banger, but in this scenario, it is honestly nightmare fuel. In our number 4 spot today, we have a creepy Croatia video. This video comes from Croatia and starts out with just 2 young guys, one filming and one who's in the shot. Quickly, the one who is filming sees some strange figure watching them. They don't seem freaked out at first, and they're honestly kind of laughing about it.
Ne, jel pišu, kaj radi? Sam stoji.
Vamo dalje mi.
Kaj radi samo?
The figure quickly gets even closer to the guys, and they still honestly seem unbothered, even though I am basically screaming at the screen for them to run away.
Dobro daj.
Just the way that thing walks is enough to freak me right out. When the boys finally begin to run away, the thing continues to follow them and is now standing fully up straight.
Kaj
Ne znam. Ej, jel si ti u redu onak?
Oprostite, jel vam treba pomoć?
The worst part about this disturbing video is the fact that the description says that the 2 men in the video haven't been seen since that day. Not good. In our number 3 spot today, we have Rubber Johnny. Okay, so the video I'm about to show you guys, it's fake. I'm gonna be upfront about that, but it is still so creepy, and the person who made it did an amazing job. The clip I'm about to show you is of the character Johnny, and honestly, just take a look.
We're not really getting anywhere, are we, at the moment?
You guys, literally, what the heck was that? If I didn't know this was fake, I honestly would have thought this was a real video of a real alien or something like that. This video definitely had me freaked right out. In our number 2 spot today, we have the YURI LIPSKI video. This is real footage taken by a man named YURI LIPSKI, who I've actually mentioned in another video of mine. Yuri was a diver who passed away in 2000. He had gone to dive in the Blue Hole, which is in the Red Sea, but unfortunately he never made it back above the water. Before his dive, he had a camera strapped to him, so when his body was found, they were able to recover the tape that he had recorded. The video starts off pretty normally, it seems, and is honestly quite beautiful before things take their extremely dark turn. I'm very unfamiliar with diving at all, but from what I read, it seems like Yuri made a pretty dangerous move by going so deep with little equipment, and it unfortunately cost him his life. Here is some of the footage that he captured. It is closer to the end of the tape, so he is quite deep in the Blue Hole. One thing I did read about Yuri is that he showed his bravery by making sure to capture his dive computer on video before his passing. In our number 1 spot today, we have the Cassie Joe Stoddart video. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, this one is very messed up. This footage is of 2 extremely disturbing teenagers before and after they took the life of their classmate, Cassie Joe Stoddart. Cassie was a high school junior and was house sitting for her aunt and uncle one night, which she often did. She had invited some classmates over on the night of September 22nd, 2006. Unfortunately, 2 of those people that she considered friends were 2 of the most disturbed people out there. 2 boys named Brian and Tori planned to kill Cassie on this night. Here is some of the footage that they took the night before this terrible thing took place.
We found our victim, and sad as it may be, she's our friend. But you know what? We all have to make sacrifices. Our first victim is going to be Cassie Stoddart. She's going to be alone in a big, dark house out in the middle of nowhere. How perfect can you get?
This sort of thing really makes my skin crawl, as these 2 are obviously absolute monsters who knew what they were about to do was wrong. There's more footage that they took right before the crime and right after. I'm not going to show those parts, but they are on YouTube if you choose to look them up after this video. Luckily, the boys were both quickly found out and sentenced to life in prison without parole, and despite appeals, they both remain in prison today.
Coming in number 10, we have the Croatian tape. The thing about found footage is it can easily be staged. There's no way of telling if what you're looking at is made by someone with the intention of freaking you out, or if it was actually the last moments of someone's life caught in a disturbing video. Well, that is what we have on our first point. The Croatian tape is said to be recorded in 2005, and no one has any idea of when it worked its way onto the internet. In the tape, there are 2 young boys who are just walking about late at night, and then they're approached by some strange man. There's a couple things that seem off about this dude. For one, he's stumbling around like he's drunk or disoriented, and 2, he has some sort of canvas bag on his head like he's Jason from the first Friday the 13th movie. First, this guy seems harmless. It seems like maybe he's lost, but then he starts to get aggressive and chase after the boys. They outrun him and make it back to their apartment building, and right when they think that they're safe, they see this in the elevator. Now, this could have all been staged. I mean, how on earth did this baghead guy make it back to the elevator? But they might have been messing around with something supernatural that tracked them down.
In our 9th spot today, we have the tape glitch. So according to Joaquin Baldwin on YouTube, in 1994 he brought his Sony VHS-C camcorder with him when he went to go visit his cousins. When he went to convert the VHS footage to digital, he was completely shocked at what he found. The footage showed stuff that he had not recorded. The video starts off with what sounds like someone screaming, and continues to show weird clips that he doesn't remember. It left him, his family, and the viewers completely confused and unsettled. In our 8th spot today, we have The Creature.
Ascolta, mi sentono?
This is footage of what appears to be a strange creature found in a Spanish forest in 2006. The two men in the video are seen entering a forest outside of the town of Campdevànol at night. As they get deeper and deeper into the woods, they come across some large feathers. Eventually they pan over to what looks like a man huddled over with an open wound on his back. So some people say that this is a fallen angel, or maybe the feathers don't have anything to do with this creature and it's like an alien or something. I don't know. Whatever it is certainly very creepy. Coming in at number 7, we have the stalker footage.
I found this one in the grocery store. She spent a considerable amount of time picking up the finest of items. I admire someone who only wants to pick of the bunch. So I followed her home.
A couple of years ago, there was a very creepy channel called Mr. Peeper. His videos were all about him filming other people with his creepy commentary going on in the back. But as of 2019, his account and all the videos were taken down. However, they are still circling around on the web. This clip features Mr. Peeper filming one of his victims.
It is a miraculous thing to be able to watch the person you love undetected.
I literally could not sit through this whole video. It is so eerie. Like, he just finished saying that he followed this girl home and now he's already obsessed with her and in love. At one point he even manages to get inside of her home and he films it without her knowing. That's it, I am not sleeping tonight. The scariest part is that the original uploader claimed that the segments of video found on his channel were discovered on SD cards, wrapped in plastic, and attached to the roof of a car that he found abandoned in the woods. Moving on to number 6, we have the witch. This video starts with a man driving along a dark road in the middle of the night in India. As he's driving along, he notices something in the distance and decides to stop and watch it. In the distance, you can see a figure in a long white dress with long dark hair carrying a walking stick. Soon the figure gets closer and closer. The man is clearly scared as this thing is coming straight to him. Soon, it's too late. Many people believe that what he encountered was a real witch. Others say that the man's screams sent shivers down their spine. To this day, we don't know what happened to the man or what that figure is that he saw. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Don't Look Behind You. In Southeast Asian mythology, a tuyul is a spirit said to be an undead infant made from black magic. Now, they are mostly harmless, but humans can use them to do dark deeds for them. In this video, two people are playing guitar and singing when all of a sudden this creature appears behind them. The scariest part is that only the cameraman appears to see it. The two musicians have no clue what's going on. What do you think? Could it really be a tuyul? Moving on to number 4, we have the found footage from Texas. Now this video is nightmare fuel. Creepy music plays in the background as we see the cameraman filming what appears to be a shower curtain. And then take a look at what happens. A pair of creepy long bony fingers slowly wrap around the shower curtain. That's not all though, it gets worse. The footage then cuts to a weird dark figure standing outside. The cameraman slowly gets closer to the figure and then it cuts away to another figure. This whole video is just comprised of random scary clips merged together. Some people have felt sick watching it. Others have gotten bad anxiety attacks and have passed out from getting so dizzy. Apparently, this footage was found in a box at an estate sale in Texas along with other pieces of junk. When the person played the tape, they were horrified. In our third spot, we have Don't Do Drugs. Now, I really didn't know what to title this video. It seems like everyone took a bunch of drugs and then decided to film a weird commercial. It is so bizarre, it has had to have come from a parallel universe. Take a look for yourself.
This is tasty. Yeah. What is it?
It goes on, and it's quite disturbing. Now, I did do some research on this video. Unfortunately, I was not able to figure out where it came from. So if you have any information about the video, please let me know. Anyways, this video gets so bizarre that it looks like it's trying to hypnotize you.
Did I say honey? Repeat my mantra. Ham.
Somebody please tell me what's going on. Was this a real commercial? Or a weird art project? Or is it from a parallel universe? Or all of the above? In our second spot today we have Kirby the Clown.
Your dad keeps a gun in the house. Your dad's got a gun. Your dad's got a gun in the house. Guess who's got it now?
If you have a fear of clowns, then I sincerely apologize. I can't even explain what we just saw, but it is undeniably freaky. Footage of this clown can be found on the YouTube channel Kirby the Clown, and all the videos with this clown are pretty much just disturbing, if not more, like this one.
I've got a secret, secret, secret. I've got a secret, your mom's already dead.
It always features the same clip of Kirby the Clown, but the voiceover changes every time. I'm telling you, this is the definition of a cursed video. And in our number one spot today we have Lending You a Hand. This video starts off with the cameraman exploring a creepy old house, and he is visibly scared. At one point, hands start appearing from the ceiling and they try to grab him. Then hands start appearing out of the walls and under the door to the room, all trying to get to him. The video ends with this demonic jump scare. Did it make you jump? It got me, because I was not expecting that. But how creepy is that? Imagine living in a parallel universe where arms can appear randomly and attack you.
Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have the Kleenex commercial. This creepy video was actually a Japanese Kleenex commercial from the 1980s. The commercial itself is really weird as it depicts some sort of ogre child thing being sung to by a woman who's just acting very strange. The song she is singing is also perfectly fit for a horror movie. The ad was quickly pulled from the air as it had people calling in explaining that they were really creeped out by it. To take it one step further, there are some urban legends surrounding this video. One is that the entire cast and crew all ended up passing away in mysterious ways. Another said that the song she is singing is actually a German curse. If that one is true, I apologize for just cursing all of you.
Coming in at number 9, we have the Paris catacombs footage. If someone invites you to come down into some catacombs for exploring, just say no. That's not a fun place to be, especially when you're in Paris. Why would you spend your time walking around with a bunch of old bones when you could be eating croissants until you need a forklift to sit upright? Well, in Paris, someone thought it would be a good idea to take a break from gorging on baguettes to look at some rotting bones. This is some of the most terrifying found footage I have ever seen. You have a POV shot of someone walking through this tunnel system. For the most part, everything seems normal, but then they start to panic. I don't know if it's the strange markings all over the walls that starts to freak him out, or maybe he got lost, or maybe he heard something, but it doesn't matter because he just starts running. As he's running, you can tell that he has no idea where he's going, and eventually he drops his camera and makes off into the darkness. Let's take a look at this man's panic.
Are pictures of bones. The video shows the man exploring, but he soon begins to panic. He runs through the maze of tunnels and his breathing gets heavy. As he is running, you can hear and tell the man is freaking out.
Now we have no idea why this guy started to panic or what happened to him after. The catacombs are like a maze that go on for miles in every direction, so there's a good chance that he got lost down there and was never seen again, or that whatever he was running away from caught up with him. Coming in at number 8, we have doorbell cam. There is nothing better than looking through some videos from your doorbell only to find a creeper walking close to your house. What could be worse than that? Well, what about a dude caught in the act of creeping around your house? I'm about to show you a man who was caught wandering around someone's home and then they came right up to their door and did this.
He proceeds to knock and ring the doorbell.
The owner of this home woke up to a notification coming from their phone that someone was at their door. You know, sometimes I think it's weird that our lives are becoming so automated, but when you see something like this, you would be happy to have a camera on the front of your door. This person kept trying to work their way into the home in one of the strangest attempts I have ever seen. He rings the doorbell and then tries to break in afterwards. The man is probably deranged and had no idea what was going on. Coming in at number 7, we have the mysterious noise. Now, even when found footage doesn't have something that is explicitly creepy about it, like a dude with a bag on his head chasing you down the street, there can be something strange and creepy to it that just leaves a weird feeling in your stomach. That's how people feel about the Paraguayan camcorder footage. It would seem to be some sort of strange home video that has several different scenes spliced together. It follows a group of teens and all the footage is extremely grainy, which makes sense because the footage is apparently from the 90s. But then there comes this noise. You can hear that strange humming in the background. Now, while this is probably some static that was picked up because the recording is on a very old device, some other people think that this could be a curse of sorts. That if you listen to the full tape, it will bring a dark energy into your life as if you were watching the tape from The Ring. Coming in number 6, we have the South Korean ferry incident. Back in 2014, a ferry in South Korea would take on way too many cars and passengers. Now, even though the vessel should have been able to handle this many people on board, the waves were rough that day and the ship ended up tipping on its side. This is some of the footage from inside the ship.
수연아, 마지막 진짜 팔기 보소. 나도. 우리 이렇게 바다로 헤엄쳐서 이렇게 될 거야. 수연아, 자, 왜 네가 들고 있어? 나 이제 토할 것 같거든.
This entire video is about 20 minutes long, and throughout most of it, no one really seems to think that they're in any danger. They are convinced that the people around them will all be saved when their rescue comes. Unfortunately, they were wrong, and many people that day were not saved. Coming in at number 5, we have the skeleton at the door. Having a doorbell camera might bring in more stress into your life than you would think. Let me show you this footage, and then you can see how stressful it would be to see something like this happen at the front of your house.
With a piece of tape. The homeowner got an alert that motion was detected on the porch, and upon checking the footage was ready to grab his gun. It's not known what was done while the tape was covering the camera.
You see a creepy skeleton come out of the darkness and then cover up the camera to your door. Now apparently this didn't lead to anything. It was probably just some kids goofing around, but some kids goofing around can make you feel like your home is about to get broken into by the undead. Coming in at number 4, we have a towering flame. This is one of the most famous cases of found footage in the 90s. When you hear the start of this, you will literally think it's a plot for a B movie, but this is really what happened. It was in California, and on the side of the road there was some old cassettes that were found. On these tapes was a recording of a massive blaze. It was a house that had been set on fire. Here's some of the footage from that tape.
Asexual turn-ons.
That is just a taste of the whole thing. The rest of the footage goes on for about 4 minutes. You can hear people laughing and you can only assume that those were the people who lit the fire. For a while this was just a tall tale and some creepy footage, but eventually the tape made it onto Unsolved Mysteries, and through this the people were able to track down the culprits. It turned out to be 2 teenagers who were both arrested and tried for their crimes. Coming in at number 3, we have an oncoming train. This footage is some of the most infuriating and depressing footage on this list. It comes from a movie shoot in 2014 when a crew was filming a movie about Greg Almond. They were on a train bridge and they thought that they had all day to shoot, but there was something that the director didn't tell them. The director had contacted the city to get permission to shoot on the bridge, but they were denied the right to shoot twice. Then the crew had to rush off the bridge while the train was barreling towards them. Unfortunately, not everyone was able to make it out of the way of the train safely. When everything was said and done, the production company was sued and had to pay out over $3 million, and the director was thrown in prison for manslaughter. Coming in at number 2, we have No Through Road. There have been a lot of theories about No Through Road. On the footage, there are 4 English teens driving around late at night until they get lost. Eventually, they get to a dead end and try to work their way back, and their car stalls. Then they are confronted by this.
Jay, just give me the... What are you doing? Turn it back on.
It's not me. I can't.
Turn the bloody lights on.
Now that seems pretty terrifying. What on earth do you think that thing is? It looks like it could have just been a regular man, but the rest of the footage is too gruesome for me to show you here. It cuts some of the previous footage on the camera in between these young men being attacked by this strange figure. Now, when you watch it, I would guess that this is a very well put together project from a few teens who wanted to make a short horror movie. But when you dig deeper into the story, the rumors say that the car was found with blood all over it, and there was only the tape left in the car. And coming in the number 1 spot, we have the Stephen McDaniels footage. This is by far some of the most chilling footage that you could ever see. Stephen McDaniels was a very troubled person. He was classmates with Lauren Giddings, and even though the two barely interacted, he had an obsession with her. Without her knowing, he would creep outside her window and film her. Here's some of that footage. Just seeing that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. This entire time, Lauren had no idea that there was someone outside her apartment, and it was the last day of school when Stephen would break into her apartment. The police were later notified and found the footage I just showed you on Stephen's computer. Stephen is currently in prison, and there's a good chance he will never be released.